Wow. Happy birthday to me. Bit interesting at the moment. Basically, yeah, if you've been watching the news, you'd know about all the riots and everything that are going on at the moment. Not right now, but last night, our time. Basically, what happened was last week in Tottenham, a man was shot by police, and in Tottenham they started protesting about it peacefully, and then it degenerated into some rioting. Then going on from that, Sunday night in Brixton, which I'll show you on my little map where this all is in relation to where we are at the moment. There was a community event called the Brixton Splash, which is like a street festival, which we were at and sort of bailed on, and then literally 10-20 minutes after we left, that kicked off as well, and they set shops on fire, trashed the place. The tube station at Brixton was closed all day yesterday. They set buses on fire, the double-decker buses, set them on fire, all of that. I went to Stratford-on-Avon yesterday, which is Shakespeare's birthplace, so I was a bit oblivious to what had been going on sort of during the day, because there'd sort of been a little bit of talk about it. Didn't feel too flash because I was meant to be going with Vaughan, my cousin, to a friend's place for tea. So I came straight home, sitting here watching telly, completely oblivious. Vaughan rings me and he's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I feel dodged, but I'm okay." And he's like, "Have you watched the television?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Turn on the news," and turned it on, and shops on fire, a massive furniture factory just in flames. It had kicked off sort of really all around us. He rang me soon after and he's like, "Coming home, I don't like you being there by yourself." So he ended up having to get a cab home because there was all the train stations where he was were closed. Like I said, buses, you just would not go near the buses because, like I said, they were just setting them on fire. Towards the end of it, they were actually beating on cars that people were driving in and stuff. It was just crazy. And then we're sort of sitting there keeping an eye on things because all you could hear was sirens all around us, and seriously, it was at the stage where everyone's like, "I think you should pack a bag because we might have to make a run for it," because we live in a pub and it's the only commercial building in this area. Nothing's stopping them from coming and trying to loot here and set fire to this place. So we saw some kids pinch a car down the road from us, and the cops showed up, and we were ready to go then, but then the cop was just like, "Nah, just stay indoors." We sort of sat there by the window for a bit longer and, kept an eye on things, but it's just a bit crazy. But I'll show you. I've got a little map here in my London A to Z. Handiest thing. I'll just show you just how close it was to us. So just put this. Alright, so this isn't going to work. Anyway, I'll just have to point to it in generic terms. So we're here on the map. So this is a train station here. So here to here. It's about, I don't know, half a K, 500 metres. That's Denmark Hill Overland train station. That kicked off. The kids that pinched the car from this road took it there. The cops said that, like, that's kicked off. This is Loughborough Junction. This is the train station that we get, like, to come home. I'm not sure that things kicked off there. I mean, this is the Brixton Overland train. Just here. Like I said, that was closed. Where else? If we go over the page, because this is Clapham High Street, Clapham kicked off, but like Clapham Junction in particular. So this is, again, Clapham High Street's here. So it's not really that far, like it's probably 10 minutes away from us, Clapham Junction. This kicked off as well. Like, it was really close. And like, if you look here in the Evening Standard, like, lawless London. Like, and if we go, they actually did some on Brixton. Like, this is Enfield. And the thing is that it's not, hang on, it's not adults, they're kids. Like, seriously, like 10, 11 up, kids with hoodies. Hoodies aren't bad, but they're using them for evil purposes. Like, roaming the streets, just, you know, trashing the place. Like, it's just, it's really disturbing. Like, if you look here, hang on, I've flipped to the Brixton page. Like, 200 youngsters, armed with bats, raid stores as buildings burn. Like, they set fire to a Curry's, which is like a like an appliance store, and like they broke into a Foot Locker and set that on light. So like flat screen TVs and shoes. H&M, which is another department store. Body Shop, KFC, McDonald's, Vodafone, M&S, Marks and Spencer, another department store, and Tesco, which is like a supermarket. Like, and then, like, this is Tottenham, where like they're setting fire to the buses. Like, seriously, like, we were just glued to the BBC last night, like, because it was our only source of information. And like, they're just saying, like, all the coppers that were out Sunday night were out. They got coppers in from like Surrey and somewhere else to support them. And then I woke up this morning and they'd gotten like every police officer in London. They were like, right, we need everyone. So everyone was on duty. Like, you know, and these guys are on night shift, and then they've got the day shifts in early to try and like calm things down. And like, seriously, they're there in full riot gear, and these kids are just like throwing chairs, like fireworks. Like, you would not think that it was London. Like, it just it blows my mind. And so now, like, they're having, like, the Prime Minister was on holidays, he's come back. The Mayor of London was sort of, yesterday was like, it's not that bad, but then last night he was like, okay, I'm coming home too. Like, all these like dignitaries and politicians, like the opposition leader, everyone's like coming back from their holidays, and they're having some, it's called a Cobra meeting, which is like a, you know, top security meeting at the moment to try and work out what the hell they're going to do. Like, basically, like, they were setting fire to shops, and like, people have lost their homes because there were flats above these shops, and so these flats have been gutted, and they're pretty sure that they were able to like get everyone out, but then they don't know for sure. And so until the firefighters can actually get into these flats and check them, I mean, there could be people dead, and like, I don't know these kids realise, like, yeah, it's all good and well to go and set fire to stuff, but like, this is people's lives. And they had this guy on the telly, on the phone, he's like the manager of a pub, I can't remember where it was, but like, he was trapped. He'd come out of his pub because there was a lady like wandering around who had no idea. She was 90, senile, like completely scared out of her mind, had no idea what was going on. And so this guy has like come out of his pub and like helped her across the road to where the police were, and the police have taken her. And then like the mob has like descended on him. And then he got trapped, and he got trapped behind these lines. He couldn't get back to his pub. He's got a girlfriend with her 7-year-old daughter that he now couldn't get to. And like, she's ringing him hysterical because they're both scared out of their wits. And he was just so angry. And he was like, they just have no respect for human life. Like, it was just, you know, and like, they're trying to explain what's prompting it. And so it's changed. They reckon the focus has changed now from the shooting in Tottenham to all the cuts to services and funding. So like, kids used to get, or the families used to get like the equivalent of an education maintenance allowance, and that's been cut. And so they're saying, well, that's what it's about. And it's like, well, is it really, or is it just like, it's become more, I think it's become more of a social issue. Like, they're saying it's criminality, it's lawlessness, it's just kids going out and just wreaking havoc because they can, and they're jumping on these bandwagons. Like, they had a reporter that was like filming, and they were filming these kids that had just raided this store, and this kid's like 13, and he's like, oh, we're getting our taxes back. And it's like, you don't even pay taxes. Like, I think they're just parroting what members of the wider community are saying. But like I said, like, they'll be trying to explain this for ages. And so, like I said, today, they're sort of like, we need to stop this. Like, this cannot go on again tonight. Like, I'm due to fly out to Scotland tomorrow, and I'm like, well, should I pack my bag for Scotland, and should I also pack a bag with like my valuables in case we need to make a run for it tonight? Like, it's just like, they've cancelled all these events. There were meant to be like all these events going on like leading up to the Olympics. They're having like, you know, soccer friendlies and like bike races and like beach volleyball and all these things, and they've had to cancel them all due to security fears. Like, they just don't know what's going to happen. Like, no one knows what's going to happen. Like, it was sort of all around this area, and everyone's like, oh yeah, it's around this area. And then it's like gone like Liverpool, Leeds, Bristol. Like, it's just, I think Manchester kicked off as well. And you know, these are like areas outside of London. And then like in London, they're like, okay, well, like Chalk Garden, like over in the east, like, they were hanging around Tower Bridge trying to break into a bank on Tower Bridge. Like, it could be anywhere. And like, it's not just like, yes, these suburbs where we are, you could argue, are like predominantly sort of poor-ish, but like, the socio-economic breakdown within all of these suburbs is a mixture. Like, you've got your people that are well off with your people that are sort of, you know, arguably living on the poverty line. Like, there was no rhyme or reason. Like, they were just, wherever it was kicking off, it was kicking off. And they were apparently communicating via BlackBerry, so they shut down BlackBerry messaging, because apparently everyone in London has BlackBerries, like, stuff the iPhones. And so then they were using, like, Twitter. You know, like, and it's like, what? So what, we shut down the internet? Like, what, you shut down the mobile networks? And so now they're sort of tossing, I think they'll be tossing up now whether they're actually going to call in the army to just come and roam the streets and just be like, right, you know, this has got to stop. So that's my birthday so far. You know, London Badlands. And it's not just restricted to Brixton, so none of you can sort of sit there and say, I told you so, because technically we actually live in Camberwell, which is not Brixton. So I'll keep you posted. I think we'll be safe. Like, I don't think we're going, like, you know, I think it'll be okay. Like I said, it's just being vigilant and just keeping an eye on things. So, yeah. Anyway, that's that. So, cheers everyone.